Hey there, Goblin Horde. I am the Goblin King, and I'm back after another absent beginning this week. I said I'd try my hardest not to do that, but here I am again, barely a week after the last time, doing it again. My apologies. At least, this time, I was legit busy with another aspect of life, and not just sitting on my ass unable to write anything. I cook on my days off, you see, and the food I made last night was a lot more time-consuming than I thought it was going to be. Which is saying something because I thought it was going to be pretty time-consuming. I just figured I'd have at least a bit of time to get a video out. Turns out I was wrong. Anywho, today's video is on some dumbass hypocrite. I know that really narrows things down, right? I mean, I legit talk about hypocritical assholes day in and day out on this damn channel. I could be talking about anyone, right? I could be talking about Alec Baldwin, or Frost, or Ezra Miller, or Mark Hamill, or Susan Wojcicki, after all. Well, how's this for context? Not enough? How about this? Yep, that there is intrepid reporter Taylor Lorenz literally crying on MSNBC over supposedly being harassed online for her shit takes and even shittier articles. So, what does she decide to do less than 2 weeks after this little interview airs on that shitty-ass news channel? She decides to actually go out and dox an anonymous Twitter user going by the handle Libs of TikTok, thus opening up the woman behind that account to the same sort of harassment that she herself claims she's endured for her shitty takes and shitty articles. Now, in the interest of not adding to the doxing of any individuals appearing in this video, that headline is all I'll be posting from that moron's article. I'll be following Tim Pool's lead on this one, since he's an actual, seemingly ethical journalist, and probably knows more about that little corner of existence than I do. So, anyway, I actually saw this one floating around on Twitter last night before the story broke, for once. Having the stupid bird app on my phone again actually helped me out a little bit. Though I didn't know that the story had actually broke itself until I woke up and saw that Tim had put a video out on the subject. I figured Loren's story was still a couple of weeks away. So, for any of you who aren't aware, Libs of TikTok is a Twitter account that generally grabs and compiles some of the wokest of the woke-tards on TikTok acting like their crazy-ass cultist selves on the Chinese social media app, and throws these videos up on Twitter, usually in a critical fashion. That I've seen, the woman behind the account doesn't tend to dox people or anything like that. She simply shows the videos with an accompanying tweet about how nuts they are. She usually lets the crazy-ass cultists speak for themselves, and, generally, that's all she actually needs to do. As you'd imagine, the psychopaths tend to show exactly how much they need to be locked up in rubber rooms, all on their own. She seems to have gotten a little more vehement in her condemnation of some of these people in the last year or so. Once everything started getting exposed about what's been going on in public schools while we've all been asleep at the wheel. I mean, that particular shit is on us as the adults. We really should have been paying a lot more attention to what our kids were being taught in the government-funded educational system. Wait, sorry, I misspoke. The taxpayer-funded, government-run educational propaganda system. The crazy leftoids have been crying and screaming about the Libs of TikTok account for quite a while now, claiming that she doxes people and harasses people and all kinds of different shit that they're perfectly okay with when it's not happening to them. Of course, Libs doesn't ever actually dox anything or anyone that I've ever seen. She posts publicly available videos with these crazy assholes talking about whatever topics, usually child grooming, in their own words. As I said, she lets them speak for themselves. Somehow, though, that's doxing, according to the woke cult. However, when Taylor Lorenz actively digs for information on an anonymous Twitter account and then posts that user's name in a publicly available article for all and sundry to see, that's not doxing. So, according to woke-ass moron logic, posting information widely available on a social media site is doxing, but posting private information that could only be found by actively searching for specific information and then posting it on a Washington Post article isn't doxing. Do you see why I use so many pejoratives for these ass clowns? They legitimately are crazy, stupid, pathetic, lying-ass hypocrites. As well, just going by from what Tim said in this video, it seems that Taylor Lorenz even posted information that could easily lead people to find Libs of TikTok's home address. But again, this isn't doxing. Nope. And then, of course, all the usual suspects from the cult media machine comes out to defend Lorenz. Like this happy article from that tear and ejaculate-stained rag, Rolling Stone. Now, this is how the headline for this article reads now. However, up until about 2:46 this afternoon, this is how the headline read. Isn't that special? Also, look how they frame that with that subheader there. The, quote, growing homophobia of the right. Considering that all of these nutjobs like this dipshit over at Rolling Stone would call me right-wing, I find it honestly both hilarious and disgusting that they would frame shit like this. Apparently not wanting children to have sexuality foisted onto them at a young age is now counted as homophobia by morons like this Cat Boza chick. This is not only outright untrue for the most part, it's fucking actively dangerous and just deepening the divides in this country. Like I said, it's honestly fucking disgusting. Now, there are actually 2 articles on this story from Newsweek. One was obviously a crazy-as-a-soup sandwich leftoid, who puts stupid-ass shit like this in her article. For real, why the hell is it almost always women? Like 98% of the time when shit like this comes out from the far left cult, it's women doing it. I mean, I honestly love you ladies, but damn. And then you have this Newsweek article, which was also written by a woman. Hey, 2 things can be true and I'm not sorry. This article, as the headline suggests, actually goes into everything that was wrong with what Taylor Lorenz did to the woman behind the Libs of TikTok account. Much as Tim did in his video, it actually points out that there was no real political or journalistic reason to put her name out there in the sphere, other than a completely transparent intimidation tactic. Quote, the Washington Post expose not only failed to explore the cultural and political reasons why the Libs of TikTok Twitter account gained such cultural prominence, it also failed to contextualize why the choice to dox the anonymous user served any real political or journalistic purpose beyond a show of malice and intimidation. This kind of petty behavior is a common thing among the self-appointed digital authorities of the corporate media class, who mask their desire to silence independent actors that pose a threat to their discursive dominance beneath a facade of activism and the work of exposing pernicious actors. Hell, this shit was good enough and actually went against the grain at Newsweek that I archived the son of a bitch just in case that shit rag decided to delete the article. Because I bet you they will. One last thing that I wanted to get into before I close out this video was a take by Amy Teresa that I came across in the wee hours of the morn. Now, keep in mind that she's often very critical of the far-left woke cult, and this was her take basically stating that she agrees with the idea of protecting the anonymity of average normies, but she feels that when someone is getting attention from Tucker Carlson, that they're no longer a normie private citizen. At that point, she argues, they have some sort of clout and power that they can utilize. I can see these arguments to a certain extent. However, I can't help but compare it to my own situation as well. I don't want people knowing who the fuck I am for any variety of reasons. I've seen what these fucking psychopaths do to people that disagree with their narrative. I've seen the types of things they did to Tug, for instance. Calling CPS, the mayor of his town, all kinds of crazy ass shit. Therefore, if I ever got the type of clout that people would actually care about who the fuck I am, and some rando journalist decided to go out there and find information leading to who I am, I'd consider that an invasion and violation of my privacy. I have an anonymous profile for a fucking reason. I don't need a bunch of crazy-ass people, many of whom seem to legit hear fucking voices, coming after me. I mean, I'm a 2A absolutist, but still, that's not going to protect my livelihood. Anyway, I figured I'd highlight that a bit and give my 2 cents on it. I do believe that what Taylor Lorenz did was completely fucking hypocritical, given how she was crying barely 2 weeks ago about being harassed and all that. I believe that the creator of Libs of TikTok is as deserving of her privacy and anonymity as I am, or anyone else is, if they choose that route. I do like that Amy here did this, though. Set up a give send go for Libs of TikTok to pay for shit if she needs it. That was nice of her. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for you all on this one. As always, these are my opinions, and I don't like to share. Let me know what you thought in that handy section down below, though, if you like. While you're down there, something about crazy-ass people and no morals or ethics, and maybe they're down there. If for some ungodly reason you like my stuff, you can join the Viridian Horde by crushing those like and subscribe buttons. Like a goblin. I'll see you all tomorrow for at least a pop culture fling. Not sure about a movie review right now. We'll see. I'll see you all then. Lates.